now's the time when things are shifting. There's gonna be a new world order out there. And we've got to lead it.
True internet suffered depression.
You are fake news.
I am not suicidal.
We'll circle back with you directly. If I can circle back, I'll circle back with you.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Hello and welcome to episode 344 of the Jeffrey and Brian Show. I am Jeffrey.
And I'm Brian.
And we're just two guys drinking some beer, talking about what's going on. We've seen a lot of the same lately, honestly, Brian. And by the same, it seems new to a lot of people, but you and I have been warning about this, socialist takeover of the Democrat Party.
Uh-huh.
It seems like news to everyone else, but anyone who listens to us.
All three of you.
Yes, and how many times have we said this, though? Remember, you heard it here first.
That's right.
People get offended by people from the future, you know? How do you always know? Because I'm from the future. I already saw it happen. Both of us shared this one, and I found this one funny because it's been at least a couple weeks since I shared an article and you shared the same article right away. Was in Georgia, I believe.
Yep.
A couple of years ago, a kid went nuts at school and killed not even a bunch, a couple people, right?
Right.
And don't get me wrong, shooting up a school with a semi-automatic rifle, not cool. But I think like 2 died and like 7 or 9 were injured, something like that. I believe. Please check that, Brian. The father was found guilty of all sorts of charges, and he's to be serving a insanely long sentence, I think. What? And I understand hold the parents responsible, but how much can you hold them responsible?
Right. I think that's a little bit excessive.
I'm pretty sure he was convicted of murder, wasn't he?
Yeah.
At some point, even an unlocked gun cabinet is bad, yes, but it is not a murder charge, I think.
Right.
Especially if you if you're gonna keep guns in your house, one, teach your kids to respect a gun and know what it is. And yeah, keep your gun cabinet locked, but your fucking kid went nuts and started shooting people. This shouldn't be a murder charge. This should be like child neglect charge because like you didn't make sure your kid didn't go fucking nuts and shoot people up.
Yeah.
This is bad parenting because your kid's jacked up, not because you went shooting today and didn't lock it all the way, you know?
Right.
Or your kid knew where the key was or punched through the glass in your gun cabinet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't remember what the sentence was exactly or all his charges, but I'm pretty certain he was found guilty of murder and is facing a very long sentence. Oh, geez, man, the wife it's funny because I shared this article to the group today, and then the wife sent me the same thing like 3 hours later about the passport 250 thing.
Mm-hmm.
We just did our passports.
That sucks.
Within the last year. It's like, I'm not doing it again right now.
Right. But you're gonna have to say the same fees and everything just to get the 250 passport. I'm sure they're not gonna give you a discount.
Correct. And there's a picture of Trump on it.
Yeah, that's gonna annoy a lot of people.
No, well, I'm pretty sure you don't have to get that one though, do you?
No, I think it's optional.
Yeah. And she's like, so not only are we gonna have to pay to get our passports renewed, but we're gonna have to pay the extra fee to have Trump's face on it. And you know,
it'd be worth it. Just to annoy people for the next 10 years.
Yes. And that was when I brought up the $250 bill to her again. She's like, I don't know. It's It's a nice wad of cash is put aside as a bill that we're gonna hide away and never look at again. I was like, yeah, but we have like silver notes, we have like red seal $2 bills, we've got old school center of the bill, freaking $50 bills, uh Ben Franklin in the middle of $100 bills. Like, we have all this cash put aside.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yeah, but their net worth is only like $700. I was like, yes, dollar wise, but if we look at that, these are silver certificates, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
it's a red, you know what I mean? It's like they're worth more. I was like, and that's what's gonna happen to this $250 bill. Yeah. Ah, it seems like a cheap investment for something that's definitely gonna go up in value because it's a limited run. Even if it turns into like Nazi memorabilia shit, people still spend boku bucks for it, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's so controversial is why people will collect that crap. Oh my God. Corey Bush is back at it again. Isn't she
Well,
the
she's
one
just
who's
trying to.
still,
She's being kicked out. She was primaried out, and she's just trying to stay relevant.
isn't she the one who's still denying the election after we were told by her own party that's impossible to
Yeah.
rig an election?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. What? Bitch, go get a job. Okay. I, and well, no, not only is she trying to stay relevant, apparently some company she runs or something, or is raising funds for anyway, that she claimed was a tax exempt organization is not. It's not a nonprofit.
Yeah. Why is it?
And
It seems like all these democratic organizations always have problems with their nonprofits.
well, what's crazy was she was allegedly raising funds to like give tornado relief to a particular tornado, and the company just swallowed all the money up.
Right.
And apparently, this same company used to be directly attached to Act Blue,
Ah, okay. Here we
but
go.
severed ties after USAID ended. I'm sorry. Yeah, quote, severed ties, close quote. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That means your taxpayer dollars aren't paying them to do it anymore. Oh, oh my God. Yeah. You heard the Biden tapes?
No, I didn't pay much attention to them. I just heard the highlights.
Yes. That's where I was.
But then
Yeah.
you knew there must be something on them because his lawyers fought their release under the FOIA laws, said they should have been, I guess, presidential executive authority type thing. But he
But he
decided
wasn't the
to,
executive or the president.
I know, he decided to write a book and he decided to use a ghostwriter. So now there's tapes available for everybody to listen to that want to.
Oh, and he goes, "Oh, be careful with that. I'm pretty sure that's classified." It's like, what the fuck? He's like, "Oh, when I walked downstairs and I saw all these classified documents in my Corvette." It's like, this is what you impeach Trump over. Trump at least had been president when it happened, so it could literally declassify by
Yeah,
thinking it,
right.
and to be more realistic, he could just talk about something and it becomes declassified
Exactly.
because the president cannot violate classification privileges. Period.
Right.
If all of a sudden the president of the United States was going to talk about all of our nuclear silos and how they operate, it would not be classified anymore.
Right.
I'm just saying because the president cannot violate this. But Biden wasn't president when he did all this shit. He was vice president.
Yep. They don't have declassification authority.
No, they don't, because the vice president can't just go. And okay, and I know I said if the president just talked about the nuclear secrets, but that's not even the point. The point is the president has to be able to speak to, for example, Putin, and say, "All right, I'll tell you what, I can do this, but I can't do that, and I can give up a little bit of room in the Middle East if you can do it." but that shit's all classified, but it's declassified by the president negotiating. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And that's the whole point of this. But that extrapolates to the president can't violate this law.
Right.
Uh, anyway, El Nino has been revving up. Has it been that long, Brian?
I I don't know. I can't keep track of them anymore.
Is this the third one we've seen doing this show?
Probably.
Uh, I got a good giggle out of this because I heard all about this Hurricane Genevieve off the coast of Mexico in the Pacific and how it's going to wreck everything. And it fizzled out. And then I found out it's El Nino on top of that. And I was like, oh, then it should have wrecked the shore, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
And why is this the first hurricane we've even seen form? We're weeks into hurricane season, aren't we? Or is it just starting? Because I
Uh,
know August is when you see most of them.
yeah, I think it's just getting started.
Okay. That's unfortunate for the Gulf of America residents because El Nino does kick up gnarly storms.
Sure
And what's
does.
crazy is they come out of the middle of the Pacific the way it works. Uh, Jesus. Yeah, did you see this thing?
Yeah,
Freaking what?
I think I shared this article.
Oh, and what were these kids like 8 or something?
Yeah, somebody
All right.
brought magic mushrooms to laced edibles to camp, and the kids got a hold of them thinking they were chocolate. I hope the person that brought them doesn't have a job anymore.
Could you imagine being the parent who drops your kid off for summer
Well, then
camp
I
with
love how the
YMCA?
parents were describing their kids as little zombies. I'm like,
Like,
okay.
okay. I understand your concern. I really, really do. And I understand why you're pissed. I understand that even better. But your kid's gonna be okay as long as you
Mm-hmm.
keep an eye on him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like, yeah, yes, lose your shit and get pissed off. But your kid's gonna be okay. You don't have to worry about them dying because of this. And we know this.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I've indulged in psilocybin before.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if you've had ever taken the magic mushrooms.
It tastes horrible.
They do. I need to put other food with them, but I always get an upset stomach because the effect of the psilocybin is actually food poisoning, believe it or not.
Hmm.
That's what causes the trip is the food poisoning.
Ah, okay.
And that's why you typically get this upset stomach feeling like 20 minutes before you realize the walls are trickling.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know what I'm talking about because when you do something like that, you're having a good time, then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, I'm tripping.
Right.
Yeah, it sneaks up on you. Oh, you shared this one, and I read this thing twice to make sure I understood. Because I was like, Archbishop of Canterbury, and it's a woman. And so I was like,
Yeah.
okay, Canterbury, is this Canterbury Tales Canterbury? I was like, holy shit, it is England. This is
It's
Church
England,
of
yeah.
England's shit here.
Yeah, they're gonna put 100 million pounds into a slavery fund for reparations. So there goes that. If I were donating to tithing to that church, I would probably stop.
Hey, if that's what the church wants to do with their donations, they're absolutely allowed to, I say.
There's got to be better things to use your donations on reparations fund.
Yeah, and reparations to whom?
That's another issue. They haven't
No,
narrowed that
it's
down yet.
especially the British, because she mentioned the slave trade that was British going to Africa, buying slaves and selling them to the colonies specifically.
So
But
the
what
slave
about
traders
all
are getting paid back for reparations. They're getting their
I
pay.
well, that's also a question too, isn't it? Just like Anna Navarro on The View, right? She wants
Hmm.
reparations, but she was the slave trader. But she only mentioned that slave trade that the United Kingdom was involved in. Did everyone forget they had a massive empire that literally spanned the fucking globe to the point today we still say the sun never sets on the United Kingdom? You
Right.
know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, there was more slavery than just to the United States in its infancy. They were selling slaves all over the planet, just like the freaking Spanish were.
Yeah, they sure were.
Yeah. And you see what these Dem candidates are doing, in particular Senate positions. Uh, the
They're
new
pursuing a
tactic,
new strategy.
yeah, the new tactic is they realize they're not going to win the election, so they drop out and hope that the Democrat votes go independent.
Ah, okay. That may work sometimes, but it's not going to work all the time.
Even if it does, the independent isn't the nut job leftist.
Right. So much for the DSA taking over the party in the rural states.
Exactly. They only do this in the rural areas because they realize that like there's no way that like the farmer is gonna sign on for this communist bullshit. He's looking at his 100 acres and going, I can't pay a giant tax on this land because of its value. It's got its value because I grow food on it, you know?
Yeah.
All right, Michigan. Oh yeah, someone got their ass kicked at a
Yeah, music festival. Now they can only
yeah,
communicate by blinking.
yeah, I guess he was a musician and it was a folk music concert. The thing is, the only thing that bothered me, well, I say the only thing that bothered me, I'm bothered that someone just beat this guy to the point where he has to eat through a tube and can communicate by blinking, allegedly, because apparently only one person says that, but everyone else says he's not communicating. You're just making this up.
No, okay.
Uh, but they're saying because this guy's Hispanic, it must have been a hate crime.
Ah, brother. Okay.
And it's like, no, man, it could have been friggin' anyone who just fucking hates folk music. You know
Right.
what I mean? Or maybe he owed someone money. I don't know. He's a fucking artist by trade, so he's probably a junkie. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I don't know that per se, but they automatically went to, oh, it must have been a hate crime because there was a bunch of honkies there. Well, it hadn't been an issue before, you know? Maybe even it was a white guy that killed him. Doesn't mean it was a hate crime. It could have been because he didn't pay up his heroin bill or his, you know what I mean? Or
Right.
the dude banged his wife.
Yep.
And I'm surprised by this next one because out here on my private land, not only am I allowed to feed the deer, but I am allowed to lure the deer, bait the deer on my private land.
Well, I was reading into this. A lot of states have banned it because they don't want the deer to get dependent on the human feeding them and not be able to survive on their own.
Yes, I understand that argument, but there's still a lot of forest out there. But now Michigan is allowing you to feed the deer
If
because
you,
apparently the deer are starving because you guys don't hunt them.
well, they're everywhere around here. I know that.
Yeah, so they need to be hunted back into. It's either you pay out of your pocket to feed these fuckers, or you shoot a couple of them, let everyone else get enough food, and you get to eat.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, this is what hunting is actually supposed to do. This is the way we implement it in the United States today is to control the population so the deer don't starve to death. It's either you let what was going to happen, Brian? The deer were going to starve to death, or you had to have to feed them yourselves, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Why don't you shoot 10% of them and eat them yourselves, and then the other 90% have enough food for everyone? This is the circle of life, isn't it?
Exactly.
I'm excited. Michigan's taking a step in the right direction. I mentioned before Massachusetts had an issue with turkeys because they made it illegal to hunt turkeys, period, no matter what.
Right.
Even if they're wrecking your garden, you can't kill them.
Wow.
Yes.
We got wild turkeys around here too. I saw some little baby ones running with their mom a couple of days
Oh,
ago.
they were out of control. They were everywhere. And what drove me nuts was they would come in for my bell peppers, but they wouldn't eat the bell pepper. They would eat the stem and
Huh.
chew through the stem and leave the pepper on the freaking dirt to rot away.
Wow.
And then they're like, okay, the turkey's out of control. We need to allow turkey hunting. Then, oh my God, I'm not even kidding you. As soon as it said you're allowed to turkey hunt, and if they're a nuisance, people went out there with baseball bats and chased things out of their gardens and like ate turkey for months. It got so bad, and they wanted to protect this animal, but the people in charge had no idea what was actually happening in the forest neighborhoods. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right. So check this out. Some folks here in West Virginia, it's a couple counties away, I believe, several hours. Uh, little girl was rescued by a neighbor, uh, who heard her through a crack in a door in the garage, a crack in the bathroom that's in the garage. Neighbor came to investigate. The door was mostly expanding foam sealed shut, and this girl was begging for help. So this neighbor ripped the foam apart, got tools, cut it out, opened the door, found this girl, wrist zip tied behind her back, ankles zip tied together, uh, teenage girl. She was put there by her parents,
Oh
a-
yeah. That's
and
crazy.
apparently she had written on the wall with her blood or something. um, my parents love my brother, but they don't love me. And it just broke my heart. Uh these people should be in prison forever. Like, and they sealed it shut. Well, they're just gonna leave her there to die.
Yeah, it was spray foam. Insane.
Uh, yeah, I don't know if there's a penalty harsh enough for this kind of crime, dude. It's disgusting. Uh oh, over here also in West Virginia, there's a firearms manufacturer that's claiming they're being discriminated against by three separate financial institutions. And by that, I mean that like basically banks aren't allowing them to hold their money there, or people are refusing to conduct their transfer like Visa or MasterCard. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And West Virginia is stepping in and saying that is against the law to do that here. This is a completely lawful action. You cannot discriminate because you don't like it.
Right.
And and these guys went yada yada yada. And West Virginia said, "Well, then you're not allowed to do any business in the state. Like you have to do what we say is okay, or you can't do business." And we're waiting to see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah. And check this out. I thought it's terrible because this is in my county. And it's terrible because someone got shot, but he's okay. But a dude named Daniel Radcliffe. You recognize the name?
Name sounds familiar.
It's Harry Potter.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he got picked up in West Virginia in Webster County for shooting a firefighter. And there's a
Okay.
bunch more to this story that is entertaining, but it's not worthy enough of our time. But basically, a firefighter went to go like knock on this dude's door because he apparently started a bunch of fires, and the guy chased him through a parking lot shooting at him.
Huh.
I just thought it was hilarious. His name was Daniel Radcliffe.
Right.
All right, Brian, move us into the Fauci files.
All right.
What's going on with this diary?
Well, first we're gonna it's hilarious that the Smithsonian has this huge exhibit about Anthony Fauci there at the museum, even though now that people are digging into his open to the public diary about all the different contradictions of what he said during the time he was in the administration and being employed by the government to what really was being put in the diary at the same time.
Yeah, basically, his diary is like, I lied to everyone. I
And
made
no,
it all up, but I'm getting super famous and it's awesome.
yeah, I'm
Right?
making more money now than I was as the highest paid civil servant.
Ever in the history of the country.
Yep. And it also, this diary reveals that he has had a very close friendship with CNN Jake Tapper.
Yeah, and Jake Tapper. And you know what? Who else? The guy from TMZ. What's that guy's name?
I know who you're talking about, but I just saw him and my wife's like, why does he always look wearing that white t-shirt on the show? You know, why?
I'll tell you why. You know what I'm talking about. The guy with the black hair, the black,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, okay. Yeah. He's 70 something years old.
And the white t-shirt makes him look younger?
No, that man looks fucking amazing for his age. I would have guessed like 50s and in great shape. He's in his 70s. That's how he can say he's friends with Fauci, because he's probably known the guy for fucking 40 years. It blew my mind. I was like, that guy's seriously like 72? Anyway, sorry. Back on to Fauci.
Yep. We got and then this other ex-CBS reporter is claiming the media silenced her for questioning Anthony Fauci. So she was trying to do her job, and Anthony Fauci got the network to silence her.
Well, this isn't something that's new. And I can't believe it took her this long to say something, because how many YouTubers and podcasters and everyone else had said the same thing?
Right.
You're not even allowed to say, "Are we sure this works?" That was a violation. And it may not have been the federal government, but why were corporations tell me I'm not allowed to ask why? Especially because all that shit ended up getting overturned. Excuse me. But that was when we started our YouTube thing, and we were doing it regularly. And we got 2 strikes and we stopped doing it on that channel, period. And then it turns out, okay, it's no longer a strikeable offense, but your strike still stand because you broke the rules at the time. And it's like, what the fuck? You know? Those strikes have worn off, by the way. Maybe we should do a video show and bring up videos. Intentionally bring up video clips to support our arguments.
Okay.
I know we'd both spend an extra like 7 minutes a week making sure that something might have a video clip in it, right?
Yeah.
Uh, oh, okay. Oh, Comer. Oh, see, this is something I brought up. Okay, I was watching the congressional. What do they call it?
Hearing?
Query hearing. Okay,
Yeah.
with Fauci, I was like, I'm gonna watch this shit. And then the wife got out of work early, and I was like, I'm not gonna make her sit through like 3 more hours of this. It's like there's no. I was like, she'll lose her fucking mind, and I know it. You
Right.
know. But after like the 7th time he pled the fifth,
You're like, I've seen enough.
not even that. I said he has no right to plead the fifth. Like, no, he has clemency. He was pardoned. He cannot incriminate himself with
Right.
his answer. So therefore, there is no Fifth Amendment to plea. Now, everyone says, "Oh, it's your right to remain silent." No, it's not. It's your right against self-incrimination, and he could not incriminate himself. So, boom, contempt of Congress, at least.
Yeah, will anybody follow through with it?
No, and you know what? How many nations do we have extradition contracts with that would love to try Fauci?
A lot. A lot of them in Africa where he was used in sending the drugs that we didn't want for COVID-19 as test dummies down there.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have time to do the proper testing, so we're gonna send it to Africa. Let these stupid dockies deal with the consequences. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm I'm glad Rand Paul has not let this go. And you know what? I might write him a letter myself from a bordering state saying thank you for continuing on it.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think it's going anywhere, no matter what.
Right. Yeah.
And what's crazier is his pardon. It was ridiculous.
There was.
It was completely What he got 11 years of unconditional pardon.
That's insane.
And no, what's even more fun is when this was issued, it was predated. So at that point, Fauci could fucking murder someone
Right. And
and
get
be
away with it.
pardoned by the president of the United States. Blows my mind that this doesn't piss off more people. And I think the issue is Trump derangement syndrome, because at least back in the day when something ridiculous like that happened, people would be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yep. Exactly.
Uh, oh, and speaking of pardons, apparently the Senate had a unanimous agreement to oppose pardoning Giswell Maxwell, or whatever her name is.
Uh-huh.
Was it Uh, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Right.
Um, I remember
Why?
this coming up before. Was Trump talking about pardoning her? And was it for the express purpose of making sure she had to tell the truth about Epstein?
I'm not sure, but I always felt like she was the fall guy because Epstein suicided himself, quote unquote, in prison. So
Yeah,
that
doesn't mean,
she took the fall for more than she should have. She wasn't the one committing the act. She was like the pimp.
but no, but if she was the bookie,
Yeah.
right? Like, and she had clemency, couldn't courtroom say you are no longer allowed to plead the fifth because you cannot be found guilty of anything you say?
Okay.
Wouldn't that actually give up the client list if she knows it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's the theory anyway, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
That's the argument against Fauci at the same time. So I mean, and I don't even know if Trump even said he was going to pardon her or not. Maybe it's something we even talked about. It sounds kind of familiar, but
Yeah.
and if it's for the purpose, but for real, if it's just for the purpose of making sure she cannot plead the fifth, then we might actually get names.
Right.
Isn't that what everyone's demanding in this Epstein case?
Yep. Sure.
I don't know. I'm just sounds like this would be more beneficial. And then if she refuses to answer anyway, then you could persecute her. But people don't want to let her off the hook because she was involved too. Yes, but she can give up the names of everyone who actually fucked children.
Right.
Isn't that more important than the fucking madam that orchestrated it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
Should be. Sure should be.
Right? Right? Especially if they're princes.
You would definitely think that.
So we talked about this something similar to this recently about Massachusetts, but it's Colorado. United States is suing Colorado for giving illegal immigrants local benefits, like in-state benefits for like
Right.
school and
Driver's licenses.
stuff like that. But they're even paying in-state tuition versus someone who wants to go to Colorado to go to college, just like Massachusetts did. And like, why are you charging the person from Rhode Island more to go to college than the illegal immigrant? Like that doesn't sound fair. Uh, and
Not at all.
another non-citizen has been busted voting. This was in Hawaii. Oh, by the way, I recently heard a story and saw pictures of this family that went on vacation to Hawaii, saved up for years, that whole thing. They got their ass whooped. Like all the dudes in the family got their asses beat in front of their women, and to include children, by locals. And they were called howlies, which is a
Hmm.
native term for, like outsider,
Yeah.
foreigner. And geez Louise, man. It's funny because the left has been bringing this up for a long time about uh all these white people going to places, and you upset the local population. But then they say, "Oh yeah, everyone come on in." Well, how is it not go the other way?
Sure should.
Yeah, but yeah, non-citizen was charged with voting, but yada yada. She said her uncle made her cast a vote. Must have been a mail-in ballot because he could not have drug her in and made her cast a vote if it was in person, huh?
Nope. Not at all.
Oh, another. Okay, Brian, I just mentioned this episode to you last week after we did our last recording. How I still think episode we did with the dudes in cages wearing
Uh-huh.
dresses
Yeah.
was a hilarious picture.
Oh yeah.
Another trans person fled to the freaking was it Netherlands? Is it?
Okay.
Yeah,
Where all the
fled.
Muslims are?
Yes, and was put in a giant fucking cage outside. Which, by the way, the Netherlands gets fucking cold at night, even in the summer. Okay. But then there's a whole bunch of fucking like Haitian and African Muslims fighting over whose Allah is better than the other guy's Allah,
Right.
stabbing and killing each other. It's like, oh, please, God, bring me back to the United States. It's like, God, I don't know. You said we're the worst people on the planet, you know? I
Yeah.
don't know how long are we supposed to make him sit there and realize how bad their opinions were before we save them, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I don't want to let this person die there, but like at least have to answer a handful of questions. Like, are you willing to admit you were fucking wrong and will shut your goddamn mouth? Like, this is how the rest of the world works. Look how great. Oh, someone looked at me funny when I went into the public bathroom. Is why you fled the fucking country? Maybe you
That's
should
not a
have a.
good enough reason.
Yeah, and then you end up in a fucking prison camp with people stabbing each other and killing each other right in front of you. The dead fall upon you. Yeah. Oh, maybe I had it better before.
Right. You think? You're not
And
in a
holy.
cage in the United States.
And speaking of, you see what the fuck's going on in Spain, dude?
Oh yeah.
No, it's even crazier. Was I read the initial headline that came out, and it's like Morocco pours across border into Spain. I was like, hold on, hold the fuck on. Like, Morocco does not border Spain, right?
Yeah.
That was all I could think, and it drove me fucking nuts. I went and looked. Apparently, Spain has had like a city basically in Morocco on the coast for like 500 years. It blew because I didn't understand. I was like, I was like, no, Morocco is in Africa, right? Did that not
Yeah.
bother you, or is that am I the only person who was confused by this? Or did
But
everyone know that
Morocco and
Spain had a
Spain are
five?
right, they're right next to each other though.
Yeah, but they said ran across the border, not swam across the border. And you say right next to each other. That's as far as fucking Cuba is to Florida. Just so you know.
Well, they found a way.
Yeah, well, what they said? How many? What's the number up to now? Last I saw,
Well, they had to
sh-
deploy the army to stop them from coming across the border.
yeah, and it's tens of thousands. What, 60,000 at least now that got across the border?
Yeah.
We've seen this before, haven't we?
Yeah, on the southern border of the United States. Nobody cared.
You know what's crazy is I've seen videos recently of people like, "Oh, give me one. What does open borders mean? Give me an example of open borders."
4 years of President Biden.
No, because no, that was what they say. And like, give me an example, and all I can picture in my head was the New York Times article of the fucking giant forklift lifting up the razor wire and letting illegals run under it because Biden said we have what Texas put there can't be there. And tens of thousands ran in right then. That's what an open border is. And this is what gets me with the fucking socialists, dude. How are you going to promise all this free shit by taxing people if you're going to continue to let everyone move in? You always have to bring in more taxes with people moving in, but it's not going to be the wealthy people moving in because why would they want to get taxed? It's going to be the poor people moving in looking to get benefits.
Of course, yeah.
You at least need a border if you're going to try socialism, right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, isn't that why Russia and East
Ukraine are
Germany
fighting.
and China built a fucking wall?
Yeah, yeah. They try to keep everybody in.
Exactly. And keep other people that are not producing out. If
Mhm.
you're not producing, you can't come here and get benefits, which is why so many people fucking died in China and Russia. This would be a good ride. I can't wait to hear your opinion. What do you think about Mom Donnie cutting a 30% cut on key grocery items? By key grocery items, I'm assuming that means like bread, milk, eggs.
Yeah. The problem is he's going to run the for-profit stores out of business. That means there's going to be less grocery stores. And eventually there's going to be his city-owned grocery stores with actually nothing on the shelves. It'll look
Yeah,
like Russia's grocery stores did in the 80s.
because you can't stock them fast enough.
And
Uh,
that the store, who's paying the extra money to buy these groceries? You know, the city. How long is the city going to have funds to pay the full price on groceries and sell them off for 30% less?
well, you see, that's the problem. Is a lot of these socialists think that any business that is successful has a printing press. It has unlimited money.
Grocery stores, their profit is
One to
like
three
two,
percent.
yeah, like 2%. Yep,
There
uh-huh.
we go. 1 to 3%. There we go. 2% is right in the middle of that. And you're gonna undercut them by 30%. Exactly. Now, no one's going to go to the grocery store, which by the way, have you ever noticed that the milk is always in the far corner from the door
Yes,
in a
because
grocery
you got
store?
to go through the whole store to get to it, so you buy something else along the way.
And you go, oh, I need this too. Oh shit, I do need hot dog rolls, right?
Yep.
And now you're gonna run into the freaking the government store, get your gallon of milk, Nothing else is gonna get bought. The regular grocery store goes out of business because their key seller was freaking milk, eggs, and bread, which is, like I said, always opposite side of the store of the way you get in. Even your mega giant ones with 2 doors, you always have to freaking hike it like an acre to get to that stuff, right?
Yep, that's correct.
People don't understand how this system works, and that's the problem. And don't get me wrong, I don't fully understand how the system works. If I did, I would be a billionaire. And so wouldn't you, right? If
Yep.
we truly knew how this system worked, we could manipulate everything we did to. And I've been doing, all right recently. Um, but dear God, man, you're gonna shut. And not only do you shut down the local grocery stores, that means how many jobs are lost, right?
Yep. A
And
lot.
now,
But
and
they
now
can all
every
go work at the
the
city
government
owned
groceries.
stores that probably all have won't even have actual tellers. They'll probably be self checkout.
But here's the thing, though, is now everyone goes to their government grocery store for milk because it's so much cheaper. It's 30% cheaper. You save $1 almost, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They can't stock the shelves fast enough because they don't have
Yeah.
enough shelves.
Uh-uh.
When every other grocer goes out of business in New York City,
Right.
and what this 10 of these starting out, I think so. The entire city of New York City is supposed to get all the milk from 10 grocers.
Oh, they can get them
Th-
from the bodegas too.
if- No, because they'll stop selling milk because you're never going to make a dime on it. Or they only okay, your local bodega in your high end area, but they're gonna sell their fucking $9 milk anyway. That's from special cows fed special stuff, you know? You
Yep.
rich folks can get milk, but no one else is gonna pay the giant cost for it. They're just gonna fucking not drink milk anymore. They're gonna cook with water. Like I said, that's why people just these businesses are gonna go out of business because no one's buying milk anymore.
Exactly. Or people just start getting their milk from nuts
Yeah,
because
and
they're
you know what's I get a good laugh listening to these people in like New York and Seattle talk about we'll just fucking make our food here. It's like, do you have no idea what that takes?
nope.
And they're talking about like a fucking community garden is make our food.
That's not going to feed the whole Seattle area. Community
No,
garden feeds like maybe a family of five, if that, you know?
and that's usually on like an acre plot and you take up a significant piece of that with your garden, right?
Yep.
And that feeds you what, half the year because you didn't do enough for winter. You eat them fresh, don't you, when you do a little garden like that?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Uh-huh. That's the best tasting vegetables, the ones coming right out of the garden.
Right out of the ground, boom, wash them off, eat them, right?
Yep.
Now, what about protein? Or are you going to grow 10,000 bean plants for protein? Or are you going to have goats that you eat? You know what I mean? It's like, or
Exactly. Yeah.
where are you going to get your dairy from? Do you need cows? Where are you going to keep the fucking cows in the fucking Bronx to give milk to
Exactly.
everyone in New York City?
Upstate New York.
Okay, okay, for real. Upstate New York, where? Where in New York State is rural? And I know I keep hearing it is, but
There is a lot of rural in New York.
I keep hearing that, but maybe it's because I've never heard of these cities then. Uh, I mean, like Rochester, Albany, that's way up north. Buffalo's way up north. These are all major metropolises.
Yep. But the outside of Rochester and Buffalo, there's tiny little towns just like West Virginia.
Oh, it's all tiny little towns in West Virginia with a handful of cities spattered in. where there's enough room to build one. You've been through here. You've seen it.
Yeah.
Most of it is frigging nothingness, isn't it?
Yeah.
But let's be 100% real. That's because most of it is you cannot build upon it without spending way too much money, like the people in New England did, building their fucking houses on the. You seen the houses on stilts?
Yeah. They have them all over Hampton Roads now because of the sea level rise.
Sea level hasn't risen.
It's gonna, according to the environmentalists, it's going to happen.
It was
It's a,
supposed to already have happened by like
it's
an inch by now, and it's been negligible. You imagine dumping all that money into some shit like that?
well, car and flood insurance companies were paying for the homeowners to do it in certain areas.
Speaking of flood insurance, I'm a little pissed off because I'm seeing all of the fucking news, the flooding that might happen in New England, right?
Uh,
Meanwhile, last week on this show with you, I talked about how houses were washing down the road, and that did not make fucking national news. It was a state of emergency in all 55 counties because of the storms that came in. So in Buchanan alone, something like 56 houses were lost and another like, destroyed, lost, and
right.
another like 156 were damaged beyond repair.
Yeah.
No one gave a fuck. But like, holy shit, a house in Plymouth, Massachusetts might flood. Might flood.
Mm-hmm.
It really pissed me off.
Might. That's dangerous.
And these are the people that are. Oh, we're worried about everyone. No, you're fucking not. That's why you kicked the fucking immigrants off Martha's Vineyard too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're talking about mom down the alley.
Yeah, I've had to change some topics around to keep my Donnie all together.
Oh, my mistake. Uh, what is? Oh, yeah, Mom Donnie's bragging about food delivery tips are up under him, but apparently this is a policy set in place like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, well, the previous Mayor Adams did not sign it into law. He just let it happen because after 30 days, if he doesn't veto it, it becomes law.
All right. Well, I mean, and that's Mom Donnie just wants to take credit for shit that it had nothing to do. Like the entire economy is already down in New York City. Uh, they're down billions in revenue since he's taken office. But he wants to take credit for something that someone else did, you know? And what's oh my God. Yes, food delivery workers need to be able to make money and make tips too, if that's what they're gonna do.
Hmm.
But for real, what about the plumber? What about the mechanic? What about the carpenter? What about the electrician? You know? And I hate whataboutism, but the guy who actually has a fucking skill that can contribute something to society, I think deserves more than the guy who fucking delivers his lunch. Not even makes his lunch, delivers it.
Yeah,
Pardon me, I guess.
crazy. Nobody cares about them. They're not the common, the latest greatest threat.
This next one, holy shit. Did Mom Donnie just dox every person who owns a property worth over $5 million in the entire city of New York?
They're saying this report comes out on a fairly regular basis, so no.
Okay, let me. Let me put this out a different way. You could have got most of this information through public information anyway, but the fact that someone consolidated it and published it with the following, let's just say, for example, that the mayor of New York City might have, giving names and addresses of over 900,000 people who own a property worth over $5 million in New York City. This thing was this pied de terre tax was only supposed to apply to like what 50,000 people. Why would you go and publish everyone? Oh my goodness, dude! Like you just had it was just over a year ago where that dude was shot dead for being a rich health CEO of a healthcare company, right?
Yep.
I don't know. What do you think, man? It may not be illegal what he did, but I think it was wrong.
That's correct.
No,
No, it's definitely wrong.
because I mean, let's be real. All of our senators' home addresses are public information, aren't they?
I don't know if they are. I know that Supreme Court justices aren't.
Well, I'm telling you, you can go and find all their addresses and publish them all out there online with public information. It would be wrong to do, especially if you only did one party, right? And shit, this kind of surprised me, but there's a petition to block Mamdani from attending the 9/11 anniversary. Brian?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, to what effect?
I
Like,
don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, they're just saying that because why? Because he's Muslim. They don't want him there.
well, because no, because he's a piece of shit and hates his country and is a socialist. Uh, but like, I don't know, to what end, to what effect? Like, if you at least want to do something, just have a petition to say, hey, don't speak at the anniversary. Not don't attend. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird picking up on semantic points, but we were talking about how Mamdani wanted to arrest Netanyahu, and Netanyahu's vowing to come here for this war criminal fucking convention, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, buddy.
Bring it. I hope he
No,
does.
you can. I don't give a shit one way or the other, but there's a whole bunch of fucking pissed off New Yorkers who might shoot you.
No, he'll be well guarded by Mossad agents.
And what's even crazier is it's not going to be the white liberal woman who's demanding it. It's going to be the fucking cuck white dude that's under the control of a white woman telling him that he needs to go kill this guy and then he's going to go to prison or get killed himself. Okay, I saw an article and I ignored it. I didn't care enough. Then you shared something about it, about the water hacking. What happened?
Yeah, apparently hackers have targeted water systems in several different states this week, the FBI
Seven.
said. And and over 30 of them in Minnesota were breached. And
Yeah, what does that
Minnesota's
mean?
blaming it all, and the Minnesota governor is blaming it all on Trump.
Oh, what does the hack mean? And The DOD said they're going to look into whether or not Iran had something to do with this, but apparently Trump blamed Minnesota's ineptitude to do anything.
Yeah, well, they had to put boil water notices in place, and they couldn't use their automated systems to move the water around. It degraded water operations.
Well, um, I know I'm not in the Navy anymore, but I'm going to assume this is a key function with its redundancies. Is there not a person there who can do this manually if need be?
Probably not. It's probably all automated now.
Well, that sounds dangerous, huh? Uh, shoot, okay, I don't remember how much you remember of damage control when you were in the Navy, but you remember what a ROG is?
Mm-mm.
Remote operated gear. You'd go to the DC station, you'd see all like the gauges
Okay.
and the hand crank. You could hook it up and spin valves down in like the bilges. And basically, it was a big spring that you spun it here and it spun the gear way down there to close the valve. I didn't trust that. Because who knows, something might be going wrong. The spring might have lost compression, could have snapped somewhere, etc. I want to make sure the valve's closed. And now we're just trusting fucking robots to tell us it's fucking done right.
Yeah, right.
All right, all right. Well, apparently Minneapolis was doing a free food experiment. Did we talk about this before? I thought this was a different state.
I'm sure it was a different state.
I thought it was like, yeah, Louisiana or something where they did a free grocery store or whatever. But this free food experiment ran out of money in Minneapolis.
Oh, well, this one was set up to help the people that were fighting with the ICE agents. This was all done when ICE was running around Minnesota, collecting people. And they said that they didn't realize how much it was going to cost for to deal with the crowds that came there and the storage space that they needed. So they need to take some time off so they can gear up and start doing it again in the fall.
All right. Still ran out of money though.
Well, they were getting
Shit.
donations from like big donors. They weren't asking for any money from the people that are coming to eat. So I guarantee the people that came to eat weren't just the people that were running away from ICE. They were people that were just freeloaders.
Oh, absolutely. No, see, that's the thing. That's the big problem I have with these socialists is they assume everyone will just work because, oh, for the common good. If everyone just worked and did their work, and like this guy's house broke and all the carpenters and electricians showed up and fixed it, boop, 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 right? It would come back when you needed IT support, blah, 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 or AC and R repair. Blah, blah, you know what I mean? But that's not how it works because everyone doesn't want to work. Most people want to be fucking artists. How many guitar players are we gonna have versus AC and R repairmen? If we go, oh, just do whatever you want to do, just pay, do your part. No, someone's got to fucking make sure your poop goes somewhere.
Yeah,
And who
exactly.
wants that job?
Nobody. That's why they
Uh,
get paid so much money in
That's
the
but
in the outside world.
holy shit, do they? I'm not even, you're not even kidding, dude. No, these dudes are making six figures a year hauling your shit off.
Hmm.
Oh, you shared this one. But the VA and homeless veterans, this is a big deal. It's something like 10 months. They're gonna help them with
Yeah.
something like that to get back on their feet.
Yeah, it's going to cover rent, utilities, food vouchers, you know, all that kind of thing. So the program's brand new. They have no plan in place on how to implement it or anything yet. It's on its way. Because they don't, they realize that homeless veterans is a huge issue in the United States, and anybody that served in the military for any length of time and is eligible for VA benefits should never be homeless, but unless it's by choice. And the Navy information officers are getting a new name. They're going to be, they're changing it to add more war fighting to it. So they're now going to be called Communication Systems Warfare Officers. The Navy says it called it a direct warfighting imperative. It's just officers getting a different title to what they actually do and blah, 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 blah. Nobody really cares.
Yeah, and you know it. I've read this and I was like, I really don't give a fuck,
I
bro. Like
just,
we change this shit so often, and oh, it's officers this time. Fuck, Brian. When you joined the Navy, there was no such thing as a home maintenance technician,
there's also no thing as a mass communication specialist.
and there was such thing as a boiler technician.
Yes, there was.
And GSs.
Gas turbine.
Yeah, well, that turned into GSM and GSE, gas steam mechanic, gas steam engineer. I'm sorry, electrician. But I had check this out. My second ship, I had a GSCS. He was the last GS still in the Navy. And I just thought it was fucking nuts because he had a mastery of both trades. It's like, well, fuck, they had to split it in half. He's like, yeah, but I'm a scene chief. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I was like, oh, I trust your word anyway, because I have no idea how the system works. You just need to tell me how to fix it, you know? But yeah, it's how quickly this shit changes. Who gives a fuck? It's offices this time.
Yeah.
Do people realize most people in the service
Are
aren't
enlisted?
aren't officers? Enlisted means not officer.
Yep.
Do people to know that?
Yep.
I don't know. Do they?
I
Like you and I know that, but does the average
yeah.
person know that enlisted means not officer?
I don't think so.
And it's funny because I remember I came back on vacation on leave once, and I met my little cousin. He was still a youngin', and he said, "I heard you were an officer now." I was like, "Oh no, 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 no!" I was like, "I'm a
Right.
third class petty officer."
Yeah. The lowest of the officers.
Yeah, I was like, "But I'm not an officer. I don't get a salute," you know.
Yeah.
I get paid a little bit more, and they trust me if Chief isn't around. Basically, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
I mean, for real, E4 was just proving you knew how to do your job. E5 was showing that you could do your
Has
job,
some leadership.
yeah, do your job, do it well, and show leadership. Oh man, see, that system made so much sense to me. And when I was talking to the wife for years now, actually, about the way the Air Force does the test, they put the test out, and the top X% get promoted no matter what their job is.
Yeah, well, they should just change those rules too.
And I was like, well, you end up with a whole bunch of this guy that's all fucking like E6, you know?
Hmm.
And then this job here has a whole bunch of fucking E4s. She goes, well, yeah, that's actually a big problem. I was like, well, then why don't you just spread them out to the jobs? You know, it's like this many jobs are needed. It makes perfect sense the way the Navy does it.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm just biased. First time I took E4 and E5 test, I advanced. Uh, yeah, I passed and advanced.
Nice.
I was up for E6 when I got out. Like the next test cycle in and it was in like a couple of weeks. They're like, why don't you at least take the test and wait to see what it says. I was like, yeah, but wait to see what it says is like 6 months.
Mm-mm.
It's like, we all know this. I was like, so you're saying sign up for another year, get invested on being a fucking E6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, and then what if it doesn't happen?
Yep.
And don't forget too, my only reason for getting it wasn't just I was done with it. I actually really liked it. That's why I still talk about it that way. But yeah, I was having fucking seizures.
Right.
It just wasn't safe, period, in the Navy, let alone the welder, plumber, mechanic, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man. And you know what? I'm glad I'm out. I'm glad I did my time, served my shit, bear my cross, etc. Because I'm looking at what's happening in the world right now, and I'm so fucking glad I can't be drafted.
Right.
uh,
Definitely.
Speaking of, Trump is now saying that Hamas has agreed to a disarmament.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. How many times have we heard this same shit? Just like Iran, right?
Yep. Well, you shall. I believe it when I see it.
Well, what does disarmament mean? Are
That's a
they
good
literally gonna
question.
take? Are they literally gonna take apart weapons, or are they gonna destroy them, or are they gonna be turned over, or what? Like, I don't understand what disarmament
I
means,
don't either. It's a very broad term.
because that would assume that they are um turning over, or at least having weapons taken from them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Disarm To disarm someone is to take their weapon from them. I just I always say this term disarmament, but what does that mean? Is it where the weapons are?
Use your imagination.
It- you know what? Maybe someone needs to bring this shit up on like fucking Fox News. Like we keep using this fucking term like everyone knows what the fuck it means. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just like we keep hearing like fascism. It's like Jesus Christ, none of you could tell me what fascism is, or
No,
or even or even
they
tell me where
can't.
it came from.
Right.
Brian, if I was going to ask you who's the father of fascism, what would you say?
Karl Marx.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Brian. I expected better from you.
Sorry.
Benito Mussolini,
Oh, okay.
the Italians invented fascism when they picked the wrong side of World War II to
Yeah, they
start.
went with the Nazis.
Yes. But what is fascism? Do they mean authoritarian? Do they mean guy I don't agree with? I'm asking you.
Ah, yeah, they don't know. Nobody knows. They're idiots.
No, if you want to talk about authoritarian, all the left wants to do is put in a whole bunch of rules and regulations and tax you more. That sounds authoritarian to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm allowed to go in my backyard and fucking shoot my guns off. I can literally feed deer as I get ready to shoot them during deer season.
Nice. That we can't do that in Michigan. Not legally.
Nah, nah. Well, it comes and goes depending on how it's going. There's been a lot of deer lately.
Okay.
Um, so I believe last week, Brian, I brought up how Iran hit a Saudi ship, and
Yeah.
how if Saudi Arabia gets involved, we, the United States, cannot keep them on the chain because we are not that close of an ally with Saudi Arabia. And now they are conducting strikes of their own. I'm getting a little nervous about the what's going on in the escalation, Brian.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree.
Well, Israel and the United States now talk about a land blockade on Iran. Israel's already fired upon Iranian vessels. Iran has already fired upon Israel. Uh, what now? A missile landed in Poland fired from Russia. China's talking about getting involved to help Iran because China needs oil somewhere because they're not getting it from Russia or Iran. It seems like we're reaching a culmination, a boiling point, a precipice, a
Mm-hmm.
climax, if you will. Or am I the only one who sees this coming?
No, you're not the only one, but you're in the minority.
How?
I don't know, but
Do you understand my argument here? Like, this is how the First World War started, basically, was okay. The first one started because of a whole bunch of alliances that all fell apart very quickly after the war ended, anyway.
mm-hmm.
And then the second one erupted out of that. And it was because Germany was left in a fucking shithole,
Yeah.
honestly. They
Mm-hmm.
they had no opportunity to be prosperous, period. And I'm not saying it was right what Germany did, but I understand what happened. You know what I mean?
Right.
Uh, and then everyone fought. But here's the thing: the Germans and the Japanese were two different wars. Do people understand that? The Germans and the
Mm-mm.
Japanese never actually interacted and helped each other.
Right.
They chose to conduct the wars at the same time because it spread the world's forces thin. Why wouldn't the same thing happen here? Let it all culminate. Like, and what's crazy is it all culminated basically in Europe and parts of Japan last time. But now the culmination will be freaking Eastern Europe and the Middle East, where the most of the death and actual violence happens.
Right.
And it's what's crazier is it's not gonna be people with rifles killing each other. It's gonna be people fucking bombing cities from the sky.
Yeah, well, and we got Saudi Arabia that's coming in and joining the U.S. on airstrikes because the Iran-backed militias are attacking them.
Yeah. Like I said, we can't keep Saudi Arabia on the leash like we could Israel or literally any other NATO nation. You know what I
Nope.
mean? Uh well, but Saudi Arabia is like half the world's oil at this point because they're pumping it like it's fucking. I say they're pumping it like it's free, but they're actually making sure that it stays expensive, which it sounds
Right.
crazy, but Saudi
Uh-huh.
Arabia is actually the United States, Canada, NATO in general makes money on per unit bought, like volume, right? United States would rather sell two barrels at $85 than one barrel at 100, and that's how they run their system. These Arab nations like Saudi Arabia make it per barrel instead. So when it's $100 a barrel, they're still gonna buy 100 million barrels from me. Now I just make more money because the price went up. And now they're getting involved. That's what concerns me because it's like, oh, the Saudis never get involved in shit. Have you noticed that?
What's that?
When was the last time you heard about this? The Saudi Arabia getting
It's been a
involved in
while. Yeah, they
anything
don't. They try to
military?
stay out of the shit these days.
No, they just want to make the money on oil, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, exactly, exactly that though. It's like they're never involved in conflict. Why bother? Let's make a shit ton of money
Yeah.
and whatever.
And
It's not
what's
even
the Israel and U.S. land blockade gonna do for Iran?
pretty sure we already talked about this and you got
Okay.
distracted because you doubled us back. The United States and Israel were talking about blockading this shit, and that's why I thought all these wars are going to culminate into one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good possibility. Definitely. Yep.
Well,
And
especially
then
with
and then that's the same thing with the Ukrainians striking the Iranian ship, Same exact concept.
I brought that up too, and I brought up the missile that Russia dropped in Poland, which apparently had no warhead or didn't detonate, which makes me wonder how effective their gear is. Are they just
Oh, I
launching
don't
a
know
whole
if it's
bunch of
that. If we thought it was very effective, the war would have been over a long time ago. Because I mean, we had people on the show from the beginning of this war saying there is no way Iraq has any chance against Russia to win the war. But somehow this has been going on for what, 2 years now? Iraq's been dragging this thing out with Russia.
Ukraine?
You
Ukraine.
know what I mean?
I know, but he said Iraq twice.
All right.
I know exactly. It's like you had the, and I say they had the backing of the United States and NATO, which had to piss Russia off, honestly. But the Russians should have been able to seriously just drive their tanks across and take what they want, right? I mean,
Yeah,
no.
they should have.
And here's what's crazy is this was over a warm water port, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Which
Because
was already a Russian military base, which was like legal and allowed. The Russians just said this is ours now.
right.
But why didn't they just import through cargo vessels or military vessels or whatever, like a dozen tanks and just show up out front and say this is ours now? Or is that
Exactly.
what they did? Now, what's what caused the war?
Right.
I mean, let's be real. That could have easily started a war too.
Yep.
Oh my God! All right. You shared this one. I think maybe Guabo did.
I think this is
Uh,
Guapos.
yeah. I had to click into it and find the article and share it before.
Yeah. I try not to do that. He's not very good at it. He's out of practice.
You're getting pretty bad too. Anyway, some dude in the villages, I don't know, apparently lost his shit on a Tinder date. He's being a creepo, I guess,
Yeah.
and at least enough for this woman to say, I'm out." And then
Right.
he chased down the woman and the dude who picked her up to drive her away, and like pointed a gun at him.
But it says there was a money dispute involved.
Oh, that's right. She was a whore or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she was supposed to blow him, but took his money, or it was something stupid like this.
You're both going to jail for that.
Dear
Prostitution
God,
is not legal in New York City.
I thought this is Florida. Maybe it was New York.
Oh, the villages, I assume. It says it's from the New York, so that's the New York's station. So I was assuming.
Okay, well, I saw the
No, it was
villages.
Florida. You're right. It was Florida. It was just picked up
Yeah,
by a New York
I'm thinking
station.
retirement community.
He was 67.
There we go. Yeah, the villages. You know, check this out. We've talked about this on the show, Brian.
The woman was looking for a sugar baby.
Sugar daddy.
Yeah.
But then we talked about this on the show. Is retirement communities, how it's age discrimination. Because the elders keep saying that we're not allowed to say you need to take another driving test at 75 to make sure you can still do it.
Yeah.
That's age discrimination. But you're allowed to build fucking property saying you have to be 65 to buy and live in.
55. Usually it's 55.
The 55. Okay, whatever.
Still age is
Hank,
discrimination. And I was speaking of that, I heard an article
Brian, can
online.
you buy one yet?
I can.
You got AARP?
No, I don't believe in
Can you? No,
AARP.
can you?
Yeah, I could have had it
No,
10
you're
years ago. I
foolish.
could have AARP.
10 years ago. Oh my God, how
8
old are
years
you?
ago. But
No, why
basically,
why would you give up on these discounts?
because I don't want to give my money to their political views.
Whoa, okay, they take a fee. Oh, so it's like a triple A did.
AARP puts a lot of money into liberal causes.
What kind of discount do you get by being an AARP member?
You get
Is
cheaper
it similar?
hotels. You get like 30% off at Denny's. There's
So
a bunch of.
is it similar to a triple A membership?
Yes.
Okay, so AAA is you can't do both. Might as well do AAA instead then. How's that?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to
But
interrupt you. I
basically,
just
I heard that there's this senior facility in Florida that is charging all of the people in the resort in the all the homeowners association people that they have control over an extra $1,000 to take this girl that's not 55 to court who moved in with her dad when he was dying of cancer and she inherited his property and they're trying to sue to make her sell the property and move out of the facility.
but he left her the property,
Yes.
like in his will,
Yes.
which is probably recently updated once she started taking care of him.
Yes.
So they want their
But
cut when they
they're charging everybody, including her, the extra $1,000 for the year to take herself to court because she's not because the way the senior communities usually work is somebody in the house has to be 55. She's in her 20s, late 20s.
all right.
But if she inherits the property and she chooses to stay there and not sell it, then I don't think they should be able to kick her out.
I agree because
I
it's
think they're
under
going to
age
lose in court.
discrimination.
I think they're going to lose in court just under age discrimination alone.
But that's gonna blow up the entire retirement community theory, isn't it?
Probably.
And let's be real, what's wrong with having a retirement community of all people that have done well, could afford to move into a nice private place, gated community, drive around on golf carts. Like I'm just trying to flip the coin over, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Why not? Maybe the age isn't the difference, but maybe you should be allowed to have a character check.
Yeah. Background check.
Yeah, if you're successful on your own, we're welcome to have you. But if you got an inheritance and just want to freaking move it in a nice neighborhood and turn it into shit,
Uh,
we're not having you. I guess that's what an HOA is, though, isn't it?
yeah, that's what they're supposed to protect against. Yeah.
That's the idea of an HOA.
I've
That's
had one HOA in my home ownership days, and I vowed I'd never have another one ever again.
oh, I luckily I have never done an HOA, but I've heard of what has happened. And I'm like, hold on, I'm getting fined for flying the American flag, you
Yep.
know?
Uh-huh.
All right. Okay, who's Monica McNutt and why do I care? And
I
why are
don't
we
know.
comparing her to Ryan Clark?
Who is Ryan Clark?
I'm sorry, Caitlin Clark.
That has Ryan Clark in the thing
No,
too.
Ryan Clark.
The
I
become the
heard.
female Ryan Clark with the latest Caitlin Clark smear. So
I
he's a
don't.
ESPN commentator who negatively covers Caitlin Clark despite the network's recent talent purge. So he'll probably get fired too. She is bringing ratings to WNBA, so I don't know why they all look so down on her. It's stupid. She's actually making the WNBA profitable. People are actually showing up to games that she's playing in. They're selling out stadiums. They've had to move games to different stadiums for more seating. It's dumb.
I
Just
mean, it's
because
one.
she's a white female and she is not a lesbian.
I would say heterosexual, but
Yes.
his even when she was getting fouled to shit and no one cared. Which I will say, apparently she leads the league in technical fouls. So I don't know what that means. Honestly, I don't know enough about basketball. Um, I mean, she's obviously getting punched in the face, punched in the throat, elbowed in the jaw.
And usually it's not even called unless it's really, 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 really,
Eh,
really blatant.
Yeah, and it's one thing to let that go, but to come out and say you're a bad person too, it's like, oh, you're not even pretending like you just didn't see the penalty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Brian, I think that's our show.
All right. Sounds good. I don't hear any music.
We're getting better on cut time.
Yeah. Especially when it's just the two of us.
I promise to check the pot better next time because it makes me chatty, apparently. This strain, at least.
Well, you didn't know. You just got it recently, so.
Yesterday.
Exactly. We're out.
Inches.